Hello and welcome to this new course. Today we will teach you how you can use Raspberry Pi with facial recognition system to unlock any door or to activate anything you want, not just doors. In this course, you will learn how to use Raspberry Pi camera or an USB camera to detect human faces and to make your Raspberry Pi recognize which or whose face is this. Imagine you could walk into your home and the door automatically unlocks without having to fumble for your keys. You can with a facial recognition door lock. In this course, you will learn how to create one with a Raspberry Pi, and the first thing that we will do is getting you started with Raspberry Pi and the softwares that we are going to use. Now, I'm sure that at the end of this course, you will learn how to set up facial recognition door lock with Raspberry Pi. You will be able to test it practically. You will discover the capability of facial recognition technology and how to train your models, how to write the Python script. You will also learn how to use the camera module and OpenCV to detect and recognize faces. Now, let's jump into what you will learn in this course. First, we'll talk about the hardware and software requirements. Then, we'll show you the Raspberry Pi setup and OpenCV plus face recognition. We will code line by line together, then we will test each of the scripts that we use. After that, at the end of this course, you will be able to use practical testing and to see for yourself how you can easily unlock the door. Now, the hardware and software requirements are simple. For the hardware requirements, you will need a Raspberry Pi camera, whether it's a USB camera or a Raspberry Pi camera, it will work. You will also need wires and solenoids. In addition to that, when it comes to the software requirements, you will need Raspbian OS, and we have the tutorials to teach you how to download and install Raspbian. We also need a Python editor. You can use any text editor, and we will show you how to install Visual Studio Code and enable Python editor inside it. In addition to that, you will need Python debugger, and we will explain that too inside the course. I'm sure that by the end of this course, you will learn about the Raspberry Pi board and Python and OpenCV facial recognition. You will become professional in using them, and you will be able to make your own door lock system which you can use in your house. Thanks for watching this lesson. See you inside. The first thing that we need to do is to install face recognition libraries. So write pip install face underscore recognition. Now, once you run this command, you will have to wait. It's looking for this in indexes, and as you can see, it's installing required files. This shouldn't take long, but it usually downloads a lot of libraries and resources. Now, once done, we also need to install the emotils library. So pip install emotils and hit enter. As you can see, it's successfully installed. Now the next step is closing this window and go to the folders. We need to create a new folder here. Let's call it face recognition. Now click OK. Here is our folder. Now inside this folder, we need to create a new folder and call it data set. Inside it, we need to create a new folder with our name. So let's call it Ashraf. Here it is. Now go to the Start menu and from the Programming, choose Tony Python IDE. Now open a new file and save this file inside the window. Let's minimize this. That will pop up inside the face recognition folder here and call the file face.shot.py. Now this will have Python code that we will write in the next lesson. But for now we are just preparing everything. Now make sure that we have Python file here and click OK. Here is your file. Now in this code will be for us to use to take shots of our face. Now we also need to create a new file, which is an empty file, and we need to save it. And let's call it train model.py. We will write the code that will train our model to recognize our face. Store it in the face recognition as well and hit OK. Now we need one last file and let's save it in the same folder, face recognition, and let's call it face.rec.py. Here it is. Now we have 3 files and one folder that has our name, and here we will start writing the Python code for face recognition Python file in the next lesson. But that's it for this lesson. Thanks for watching. If you have all of these files ready and folders ready, then you can move on to the next lesson. Hello and welcome to this new lesson in which we are going to set up an environment that I like to use to code using Python. Now we will use Visual Studio Code on Windows. Once we are done with the code, we will copy it and paste it on our Raspberry Pi. So the first step is to download the Visual Studio Code. To do that, you need to go and write code.visualstudio.com. Now here it is, download for Windows. Click once and the download will start. As you can see, it already started down here. It will take a few seconds to download the software. Now we also need to install the software. Once we are done, we need to install the Python extension and we need to make sure that we have Python installed on our system. So this is a free software from Microsoft for developers and programmers to help them write code. So click on it, the installation process will start. Click I accept, next, and you can check all of these. Click next, then install. It won't take long. It will extract the files and then install them on your system. Done. Make sure that this is checked. Click finish. Now here we have it. We have the Visual Studio Code installed on our system. Now the first thing that you need to know is this list. We have an Explorer, a search, source control, run and debug icon, extensions, and remote Explorer. We need to go to the extensions, and in here we need to write Python. Now once you click Python, there is a lot of extensions here. Now we need to make sure that we are installing the extension provided by Microsoft, Python, as you can see. Now click install. It's installing and it has like 52 million install with 460 review, 4-star review. So make sure that this is the one that you are installing and you're not installing any other extension. Now we need to wait a few seconds as it's downloading and installing the extension. Great, now we have it installed. We have the uninstall enabled, which means that the Python extension is installed on our system. Now the last step is to install a Python interpreter. Along with the Python extension, you need to install a Python interpreter, which interpreter you use is dependent on your specific needs. But some guidance is basically to install the generic Python interpreter if you don't have a specific one. So you can simply go and visit python.org, click download Python 3.10.2 or whatever version that is available. Make sure to install the latest version. Now once you click the download button, the download will start and you will get an exe file depending on your operating system. And once you have it, you need to open it and install it. But since I already have it on my system, I will skip this step. Now we have this. You can easily create a new file and you can start programming using Python. Now, before moving forward, we need to make sure that we have Python installed. So you can go to CMD and in here you can write Python. Here we have it, 3.10.2. If you wrote this and Python was not installed, you will face hard time running any Python codes. Now to test things out, we need to go back to the Explorer. We can create file and we can make a new window. Now this window, as you can see, has nothing. So you can easily create a new folder and you can easily create a new project. Now the right method to start working is to add a folder from the left side here. And let's put it in C, and let's call it Python codes. Now click add. In this folder, click here to create a new file. And let's call it test.py. It will be a Python file. So let's write a message. And let's print this message. Once you are done, make sure to press Ctrl S to save the work and hit the run. Now once you run this, you will see hello world printed on the console window down here. Now if you saw this message, it means that you have everything set for Python programming using Microsoft Visual Studio. So let's move forward with our lessons. Thanks for watching this lesson. This is Ashraf from Educational Engineering Team.